5 delicious diabetic snacks with no sugar and virtually no carbs. Come on. In today's video, I am bringing you the best diabetic dill pickle recipe. Y'all, this is delicious. You're never going to buy them dill pickles at the store again because I'm going to show you how to make this. It's amazing. It's delicious. Grab your pen and paper. Let's go. So the first thing we're going to do, grab your mason jars. I have big ones around the house. Don't panic over this. You're going to use what you have. If you find big ones, use big ones. If you find small ones, use small ones. And then we're going to grab that onion. I have an onion here and I'm going to slice it very thin. Now, these are the questions that I'm going to get. Can I use red peppers? Can I use this? Can I use that? The simple answer, please. Absolutely. I want this to work for you and your family. So please, gang, use what you have. Make this fun. I mean, I can't stress that enough to everybody. And if you're wondering who I am, my name is Dietitian Shelly. I run a private practice during the day. I work with folks with weight loss, with a focus on lowering blood sugars, hormone control. And be sure to subscribe to this channel because I give some fun tips. Take those cucumbers there. We have one. We're going to slice it into a coin cut. One of these cucumbers, 30 calories, 6 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fiber for a total of 4 net carbs. Because you know what, gang? I just don't eat one pickle. I eat a lot. So after that's all cut up, you're going to combine that in your jar. Now, don't panic if it all doesn't fit, because obviously you can see as I'm loading this up in this jar, it's not fitting. And then at the top of it, you're going to add 2 tablespoons of garlic. I'm lazy. I'll be the first to admit. Actually, no, I'm not lazy. I'm just very strategic with my time. Why cut it up when I can buy it in the jar already cut? And I know there's going to be somebody out there who's going to fuss and go on and fuss, baby, because I'm just not going to change my ways. So you can cry and scream. I'm just not going to change it. Now, transitioning over, put that aside. I have in a measuring cup, a half cup of water, and I'm going to add to it a half cup of my rice vinegar. You can see that I got this at the good old Kroger. Add to it a half a teaspoon of your Redmond real salt and about a 4th teaspoon of Swerve. So Swerve is made from select ingredients from different fruits and vegetables. So it's 0 calorie, it's non-GMO, it is absolutely awesome. But the only thing I disagree with Swerve and a lot of our other sugar replacers, be it you use allulose, be it you use monk fruit, is that I don't measure cup for cup. I feel like it gives an aftertaste when it does that. And I'm gonna do a video down the road on how to cook with sugar replacers because we make a lot of mistakes. But I encourage you to use half the amount. So if you use a cup of sugar, use a cup of Swerve. If the recipe calls for a cup of Swerve, use half a cup. It's really gonna make a difference in that taste. Little surprise for y'all, gang. I have been growing a garden. So this is downstairs in my garage. So garages are not clean, they're not perfect. So just deal. I have 2 kids, there's junk everywhere. I'm trying at this. I wish I could say my first round with growing herbs, it went wonderful. You can kind of see it's a little lackluster, but the dill did take. We take that dill, we're gonna wash it, we're gonna throw it in that jar. And because I use the measuring cup, we are just gonna pour that liquid mixture over the top of it. You know, this is so easy. We're just gonna close that jar, give it a good shake. And if you missed a little bit of the ingredients, no worries. Scroll in that description box. And gang, I'm Dietitian Shelly. Much love to you all. Be sure to like this video and subscribe. Hey y'all. I'm gonna show you how to make the best diabetic-friendly bread and butter pickles. I promise they're delicious, they don't have an aftertaste, and you never tasted anything like this. Dive in head first into these ingredients. We have these baby mini cucumbers. Love these, found these at the Kroger. They are amazing, perfect for this recipe. And of course we have an onion. I love onion in my pickles. This is optional, you do not have to use an onion. Got a little salt, a little bit of vinegar. We got some apple cider vinegar, and of course our granular and brown sugar Swerve. I know y'all see great value. I know y'all see simple truth. So guess what? The Walmart, the Kroger, and the Drug Emporium is where you're gonna find this. My silly self forgot to mention celery salt. I love this stuff. It adds that zing. But I'm ready to dive in. I wanna make some pickles, and guess what? I wanna eat the whole dang jar. So we're gonna take those cucumbers, cut them up. I like to do something called a coin cut, a medium raw cucumber. Now these are baby cucumbers, but a medium or regular raw cucumber. 30 calories, 6 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fiber. So that's going to give us 4 net carbs. I love a cucumber. We love cucumbers in this kitchen. And why then are we doing a diabetic friendly bread and butter pickle? Well, I've done some research and, from Vlasic to all those, bread and butter pickles are typically in a coin cut. And as little as 3 of those can have upwards of 5 grams of carbs. And I'm gonna be honest, pickles is one of those things that I eat out the jar. I drink pickle juice. Let me know in the comments section if you the same. I need this to be lower carb. So as we cut our cucumbers, throw them in that jar. I have a big, huge jar. It doesn't matter the size of the jar. And then again, I love to add onion to it. I feel like it just adds this very zing feel. I love to take the pickled onions and put them on my low-carb burgers, of course. This is purely optional, but I highly suggest it because the flavor quality, it's just gonna make you dance and sing and clasp your pearls, boo. Grab yourself a bowl, one that's safe to use in the microwave, which most of us have nowadays. And we're gonna add to this a 4th cup of our granular swerve. And you can kind of see that mine got a little bit hard. Don't throw this away if this happens. There is talk that says that, hey, you can microwave it on 10 to 30 second increments and it will help break it down and make it easy to use. But y'all, I mean, if you lose your cool over this, come on. Like, oh, what? Just use as is. Just use as is. We're going to add 1/4 of a cup of our brown sugar swerve. Now, this will make the brine or the liquid dark. That's not a big deal. That is not the end of the world. Add your 1/2 cup of your white vinegar. I know y'all see that, great value. Now, this recipe called for a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. I have not quite a 1/4 of a cup, so I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do at the end. And then a little bit of our Redmond real salt, approximately 1/2 of a teaspoon, and about 1/2 of a teaspoon of our celery salt. You're gonna combine this. I use a fork. I'm not fancy. You all know this by now. I mean, my kitchen is old. Some of y'all will tell me things like, do this to your kitchen, do that. I'm like, boo, I don't know if that would even ever work. So no, I'm not getting, marble countertops or whatever the hot, sexy thing is to do right now. It's just not going to happen. We microwaved it for a minute. We're going to remove it, whisk it with our fork. Because again, I don't do fancy stuff, but I like this fancy little trick. I'm going to take the contents of that bowl and pour it in my measuring cup. And then I'm going to pour it on top of my mixture. Now, don't panic. The entire mixture is not covered. I'm going to take what's left of the white vinegar. Again, this looks like it's about 1/4 of a cup, and I'm going to cover it. I'm going to seal it. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a shake, and all we need to do is refrigerate this overnight. This is not a whole 3-week process. I don't have time for that. I want my pickles now. If you want the exact recipe, scroll in the description box. And as always, gang, Dietitian Shelly here. Subscribe if you're looking for more low-carb, diabetic-friendly recipes. Thank you. Set oven to 350 degrees. And introducing our fat burning star, which is our goat cheese. Now for this recipe, we only need 2 ounces. This is an 8-ounce block. You see how crafty my geometry skills are, where I'm kind of taking the knife, putting it in the middle, and then kind of doing 1/4 of it. I don't really stress out about that kind of stuff. I don't want you to stress out about it as well. What I want you to think about is the importance of goat cheese. It is our fat burner because it contains more MCT than that of the cow. Now, you're probably saying, who really cares about that, Shelly? Well, guess what? I do, because using goat cheese that has more MCT and that makes it a fat burner is that the fatty acids in there, the MCT, is metabolized faster. What does that mean? It's gonna keep us fuller longer, so we're not gonna reach for snacks, and it's gonna help us with our weight loss plan. Now, the other cool thing about goat cheese, it has something called A2 beta casein. That is a big fancy word that means that, hey, I'm easier to digest, so I'm not going to cause you tummy troubles or the trots, maybe that like a cow's milk and a cow's cheese would do. In addition to the goat cheese, we are adding 1.5 cup of our shredded cheese. You see, I'm using Kroger because I'm bougie on a bayou. I don't go buy fancy stuff, y'all. I just don't expect y'all to do it. I don't expect my patients to do it. I don't expect my clients to do it. And I sure as heck don't expect y'all to do it. Follow me to the microwave. We're going to microwave this for a minute. And once we take it it out of the microwave. It's kind of ooey, it's gooey. It's not at all gross. It is fantastic. Give it a good stir so we can make sure everything is mixed really well. And to this, we are adding our almond flour. Now, gang, yes, I do have a little bit of an allergy sniffle. Any helps and tips would be wonderful because I hate medicine. It completely knocks me out. But almond flour is my favorite. We're adding a cup to this. I know I'm going to get asked the question where I purchased mine from. I get this at Sam's Club. Again, bougie on a bayou. I don't have a Costco in my town. I'm sure they have it at Costco. And the next question I'm going to get asked about is coconut flour. Y'all know, if you know me by now, I am just not a fan of coconut flour. I guess you can use it in there. Go ahead and try it. I encourage you all to, try things and to have fun. And let me know in the comments, are you team almond flour or team coconut flour? Y'all know I am team almond flour. Now, y'all know I ain't fancy. I'm just going to grab me a fork and keep mixing this up. Now, here's where things kind of got a little sticky shady. So I have my parchment paper and I want you all to grab this parchment paper. And of course, I got this at Walmart because, again, I don't go to fancy stores. I really don't have a lot of fancy stores in my town. I know, grasp those pearls. Oh my goodness, I don't. And I really don't have time to shop at that kind of stuff. I'm a big fan of pickup. Let me know if you love pickup as well. And you can see my baking pan is kind of embarrassing, but look, gang, that baking pan is so old. I am only getting rid of it if it cracks in half. So if you want to make fun of it, go ahead. It is kind of one of those heirloom, my baby. I am not getting rid of this bad boy. Now, first, I started by putting the parchment paper on top of the baking pan. I put the dough on there. You can get another piece of parchment paper, put it on top, and grab an amazing rolling pin. I kind of struggled with this a little bit in a fun way, gang. In a fun way. Don't think too heavy about this. I know there might be some professional chefs out there who are going to make fun and who are going to laugh. Gang, don't worry about that. This does not have to be perfect. You can see I struggled, so all I did was remove the pan and, kind of use my fingers a little bit. Have fun with this. Take your anger out on the dough. The point is we want to make the dough really thin, gang. And if you want to use your baking pan with it, if you want to use a rolling pin, if you want to use your fingers, use whatever matters to you. Please don't let this upset you or let anybody tell you anything else but wrong. People just love to make us sweat, and I don't want you to do that. Now, this is where I went on the struggle bus as well. I grabbed my pizza cutter and I'm kind of like, okay, we need to cut this in triangles so it can look like Doritos. Well, you see my triangles are all messed up. Geometry was not my subject in high school. I can remember I had to get a tutor. I boohooed like a baby for every test. Yes, I was that student. I was a good student, but I did struggle with geometry. If you have some ideas on how I can make these triangles better, let me know. You can see I'm super on the struggle bus with this. Again, you got a little allergy going on here. And you just kind of take your triangles or rectangles or octagons or whatever the heck you made, and you put it on your pan and you bring it over to your oven. Go ahead and bake for 12 minutes. These are amazing. They come out super crispy. Look how thin they are. And if you were too busy laughing and not writing, don't worry. I have the recipe in the comments section. And if you're looking to lower your blood sugar, lower your weight, and make some fun low-carb recipes in the process that I promise you and the entire family would love, I would be honored if you subscribe. And gang, love you much. Bye-bye. Don't worry about buying those low-carb chips that are about $5 million. I have the perfect recipe for amazing diabetic chips that's crispy, amazing. It's not going to break the bank, and say bye-bye to this. This recipe has one ingredient only. That is right, just one. Now, at the end of this video, I'm going to show you a couple other ingredients you could add to make this chip your own. Just one, and it's the egg life wraps. I love these. You can see on the label right here, 25 calories, 5 grams of protein, 0 grams of carbs, 0 grams of saturated fat. I know y'all can read, but I got to just reiterate how amazing this is. And if you flip the label over, everybody's going to kind of, claw my eyes out if I don't tell them what it's made with. And I understand, put it in the comments section. I know y'all do. I got a pretty active Facebook page. I'm Dietitian Shelly. People love to tell me some stuff. And I'm like, y'all relax, chill. We all get along. Let's be friends. If you don't like a recipe, move on. But we have egg whites and xanthan gum. Xanthan gum is kind of what adds thickness to the product. It was really, really popular in keto cooking. This is crazy easy. Set your air fryer at 360 degrees and remove that basket. You could see that I have my cutting board, and I took the egg white wraps the egg life wraps out of the package.
and I'm just cutting them into very small triangles. Now, I purchased these at Drug Emporium. They are at Kroger. They are at Target. Target's a store I don't talk about in here because y'all know I'm bougie on a bayou. I shop at Kroger, Walmart, Drug Emporium, Sam's a lot of times. I don't have a Costco in my town. I refuse to walk into Whole Foods. I did one time and I was like, I don't belong here. Not making fun if you do shop there. I think that's awesome. Budget for a boo. I got 2 kids. But I'm saving time. I'm cutting these into triangles. You can notice I'm placing them into our air fryer. I'm not worried about them being on top of each other because, again, the air is going to blow and these are light. They're kind of going to fly around a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to cook these 4 and 5 minute increments. So I cooked them for 5 minutes and then I check on them. And for this amount, I cooked them actually another 10 minutes. So I did 2 more rounds at 5 minutes. You see, I have our Redmond real salt right here. This is where you add your personality. You can spray these with a little bit of nonstick cooking spray. I love my olive oil based. You could sprinkle a little Redmond real salt. Make these your own, gang. This is a perfect crunch. Way better than those low carb chips. And let me know what you think of these. If you're going to try them, let me know in the comment section, or if you have some suggestions for flavors, I'd love to know. And also, I would love if you would subscribe. Take care, gang.
Set your oven to 350 degrees and our winter chicken dinner. Forget chicken. It is goat, baby. It is that goat cheese. That is our fat burning element in this recipe. And in so many of my recipes, we need 2 ounces of it. You see that I don't do that weird dental floss measuring that I've seen on some TikTok videos, which is quite bizarre. But in last week's video and so many of my videos, I use goat cheese for a couple of reasons. Number 1, that MCT. It has 2 times the MCT that cow's milk does. Why is that important? Well, gang, it keeps us fuller longer. And when we're fuller longer, we are going to lose weight because we're not going to snack. And the other good thing is that goat cheese has A2 beta casein, which, if you remember, again, that is easy digestible. We are using 2 ounces of goat cheese added to this 1.5 cups of our shredded cheddar. And y'all know where I got this at: Kroger, sometimes Walmart. It all depends because I'm bougie on a bayou. Follow me to the microwave and microwave this for 1 minute. Hot, hot, hot. That cheese is hot. That just came out the microwave. So go ahead and start to stir it. You can see that I'm using the great appliance of a regular old fork. Again, gang, this is a simple kitchen. We don't have any kind of fancy equipment. And to this, we are going to add the magic of a cup of almond flour. This is the Blue Diamond almond flour. I got it over at Sam's Club. They sell it at all of your stores. So please don't think you have to go spend a ton of money. And 2 tablespoons of ranch seasoning. That is going to give this that cool ranch Dorito flavor. Y'all, they have this stuff over at the Dollar General. So this is not a fancy ingredient. Now, I'm going to have some folks who are going to say, can I use this? Go for it, baby. For the last video, someone asked if they could use pork rinds. I said, try it. They said they made it and it was amazing. So for my ketovores out there, try, experiment. This is what makes cooking so much fun. Now, I've learned, because y'all commented on my last video, and I want y'all to keep commenting on these videos because I just love y'all. I love y'all. I want to hear y'all comments. We are all friends here. You'll see I got the parchment paper on the ground. I got the rolling pin. Yes, indeed. Now, I still need a little help. I use the pizza cutter. I tried what y'all said, gang. How can I cut triangles? Geometry is just not my thing. So I still need a little work. Comment below with your tips that I can make some great triangles. And y'all see this old pan now. I know y'all all have an old pan. Tell me the oldest appliance in your kitchen. And hopefully it's Corningware. Who has Corningware in their house? It is absolutely divine. I am putting this on our pan with our parchment paper. We're going to cook it for 12 minutes. Gas, swooned. It is done. Oh my God, super crunchy. And if you caught the giggles and maybe didn't write something down, scroll below for that recipe. And of course, gang, if you want more low carb and laughter, great recipes to lower your blood sugar, be sure to subscribe. Much love.